Let's watch. And what a segue it is. So let's watch the Kragers Needing Attention breakdown.
Scary morning here at Blind Mike Industries. As Craig said, it's more important to have him while he's distracted and his family is dying around him than Hackride attention.
I texted Hackride at like 7:30 our time and didn't hear back until I was already panicking.
Yeah, it's 4:30 in the morning for him. What do you?
Yeah, okay, BF.
I heard this.
Oh, Craig, come on, man. Like 4:30 in the morning, like that's victim burying time. I mean, us norms are asleep, bro.
What do you want?
Well, I'm just saying. I gave him plenty of time to wake up.
He gave me time to wake up. He gave me an hour at 4:30 to wake up. And by the way, Hackride got us up at like, 6:30, enough time to stress out about it and text the guys like 100 times each. So, enough time to fix the problem. Oh, except we don't have a bank where we share all the clips together, which I've put to them like 100 times and they just ignore me. But that would have probably fixed it. Because then anyone can run the show. We could give it to Jake Hudson, which is what I told Blind Mike. I said, if it happens again and I actually save your ass,
What's up, guys?
you owe me. And the owe me will be Jake Hudson produces your next show.
There was a moment.
Jake Hudson producing the Blind Mike. Hey, I want it to happen. All right.
This morning where I thought Craig had perished because
If you knew Blind Mike, that's funny because that's his first thought. Anytime you don't get a text back, he's like, "Oh, he's dead.
Somebody's dead."
He's dead." David Collins, you know David Collins?
Yeah, I've heard. Yeah, I've gotten to know him.
Our buddy David
yes.
Collins. There was a guy in the same area that had a newspaper article came out that he died in a rollover pickup truck, and Blind Mike immediately just was like, "Oh, David Collins is dead.
Gotta be the David Collins I know.
Gotta be him."
Mm-hmm.
He said, "Listen, I'm not gonna pay the show any attention, but Hackride can't handle it." So here we are.
Oh, Kragers.
Talking pair of tits on the screen that he needs to take down.
I'm a
Yeah, they were talking about you, DJ Electrify, right
huge
Oh,
fan
was that
of
a me
DJ
reference?
there. No, but
Electrify.
No, he clears that up
I
later.
don't think this,
Wow, that tells
this
you all you
can't
need
be-
to know. Really,
this can't be a
That's your
blanket.
standard.
This can't be a blanket statement. Yeah, no, I woke up and my daughter had a fever and threw up 3 or 4 times. I don't remember. And
Wow,
this, this is so many jokes. I will not say what.
boo-hoo, frankly.
and used. Oh,
So you don't need me anymore. Okay, I'm going back to sleep.
Uh-oh. So Hackride just sneaked on the show, and they don't seem to like when Hackride just like barges on the show.
Thanks.
Can he just pop himself in like that?
I stupidly gave him access to my.
That
stream.
doesn't seem right.
Yeah. But I
Well,
also have-
seemed right 15 minutes ago when you needed me.
See,
that
but this is
yeah.
my worry. You don't think Craig's
There you
important
go.
until he leaves 30 seconds before the show starts.
It was 30. He literally was not around. And here's the thing about Blind Mike. So this is hard. I'm not really good at this. That man is really good at this because he wasn't stressing at all. He's like, oh, he'll show up. He goes, he'll turn up. I'm like, you have a show in 30 seconds. He goes, he'll turn up.
Well, how were you going to run the show? There's his show for him if you didn't have his bank of information, all his clips and everything.
Oh, you're gonna watch the Hackride Demon dance, baby. I was just
Really?
gonna dance it. We were gonna talk. I was gonna grab.
Freestyle.
I was gonna grab the video from Largo, and I was gonna talk Stut Joe, Joey C. Like I was gonna do the walk and talk from last night from Joey C. Because it's like I've watched it 100 times now. It's maybe the most entertaining thing I've ever seen in my life. The last 30 minutes when he turns into a werewolf, I just watch it over and over again. So
is he
that's what
still-
we would have watched.
Is he still found God? Joey C still found
Oh
God?
no. We left God about 3 miles back.
Okay. That was just a brief trip, just a
Yeah,
stop.
no. That God was a one night stand. sort
Whoa,
of
God,
situation.
later, God.
Oh, later, bitch. God came and then Joey got a sandwich and got the fuck out of there.
To be like, hey, you don't have a producer today. Oh, all right. Fine. You're very important, Craig.
He's so unfazed by everything. He didn't even get back to me when I didn't know there was going to be a show until it went live on my fucking phone. And then I'm like, that's why I popped on the air, because no one's gonna call me and tell me everything's okay. I have to find out. That's like finding out you got traded to the Clippers back in the '90s by fucking ESPN. It's just,
That's how you found out you weren't needed for today's show, is when it went live, right?
yes. But hey,
The talking
I have no defense.
twat with legs.
A talking twat with legs. All right, now we're into the show. We're done with the nonsense. Me and DJ Electrify and our nonsense. And now we're talking Brendan Schaub. We're talking Brian Callen. These two guys who host a talk show, and apparently it was very popular at one time, and now it isn't so popular. And then they did a live show, which we watched, and it was very, very bad. And so what happened was they had a bunch of other live shows scheduled, but they canceled them. And they're using the excuse that Brian Callen's wife may give birth within a 3-month span.
You talk about watching something where you can smell the BS. These are some of the worst damage control videos I've ever watched. When we're going to get onto the Dan Schneider one later. This was a funny episode for that.
Yes, this episode definitely should be called Damage Control. Write that down, DJ. Like,
Yeah.
if you could, and we'll suggest that for
Got it.
Blank. It is Damage Control Central here at The Fighter and the Kid.
Hi.
But hold on, where I was going with that before you tell that story is you got to go to Vancouver. And then I remind you yesterday, I'm like, well, remember, Bubba, we got to be in Austin on Friday. You went, that's right. That's not happening.
And I don't know.
How many friends do you talk to like that? I don't talk to any
Right.
friends
It
like
was
that.
a little too convenient. Like, he was basically just making arguments that supported his need to cancel this show. Oh, yeah. I remember you said this, and that's why we're canceling this date that we have to cancel.
It definitely seems like it's it's not a real conversation. Real conversation happened before this conversation.
No, it's like framing, the conversation.
Here's what we'll tell people, bro.
Right.
We're gonna tell people that your wife is gonna have a birth problem where it's gonna take a year to have the baby, and then by then I'll be good at stand up, bro. Like, that's their plan here. I don't get it.
Oh, hold on one second. I'm
Ever
sorry.
be good at stand up?
I know. I think I could make him good. Why do I think I can fix everyone? Why? What is wrong with me?
Well, Blind Mike makes the point. He goes, we got all these excuses. We got the best excuses, or words to that effect, because it's just like a series of excuses.
It is. They know how to stack them. Just know he has to stack a steroid accompaniment so he can, juice and get all big and beat some people in some kickboxing. Unfortunately, like, once you got those kicks to the head, your podcasting career is pretty much over, bro.
Brian has dates in Vancouver. Sounds like those are fine.
It's a quick hop, skip, and a jump from LA.
Yeah, he's going around the corner to Vancouver to play a show.
He's going around the international corner.
Yeah. Honey, I'm going to be right back. I just have to grab my passport and leave the country for a show. But there's no way I can make the one in Austin. That arduous LA to Austin flight, no chance. Not happening.
I love that his stand-up, the tickets sell fine.
That's actually an interesting point, too, that I hadn't considered. It's like, Brian, we'll see you.
That's what I mean. Like, everything just comes back to Schaub.
But you better make sure you're alone.
For the love of God, if he shows up.
All right, now let's hear. Do
you know about the Brendan Schaub hate online? Have you watched Brendan Schaub hate videos or anything like that?
No, I'm not too overly familiar with any of that.
So imagine Stuttering John times 1 million.
Really?
That's what Brendan Schaub has basically been going through for like the last 3 or 4 years.
Oh,
It is.
shit.
He's like the Stut Joe, but on just such a higher level. But the same sort of reaction to things, reacting wrongly in a way to make it even worse, and then reacting wrongly to make it worse. And it's
Doubling
just,
down.
it's just eventually just like a Monty Python sketch, And so that's sort of what Brendan Schaub has been going through, and he's been trying to like feel his way out of it because all his friends, like a lot of his friends have backed away. Joe Rogan doesn't talk to him anymore. He can't get booked in clubs. They did this live show for a half an hour and people booed at the end. It's going really bad. Schaub.
Jesus, man.
Yeah.
is spin at its finest. Like they should teach.
And then he had a daughter who had cancer, and so he really threw that in everyone's face. Like he
Had
is
a pity party. Yeah.
and I don't think I would have recognized that as much as I would have if I hadn't seen Stuttering John all these years. Like it, because we are fine-tuned to the derelict and shithead, we can see it real quick. And so we saw it real quick over here, and Blind Mike saw it real quick over here, and Carl saw it. Everyone over here saw it real quick, and like, oh, this guy is just throwing up his kid as a shield. Ugh.
Just playing the
We've se-
sympathy card, right?
We've seen this before.
Oh yeah.
A class on this. It's crazy.
Just assume,
No, this is a very
I
good.
just assumed you were just down for the cause.
So this is a very good. This is a very segue
We would kill for these podcast numbers, by the way. All that being said, yeah,
because, I make a lot of plans.
we just need red chairs and no show, and we got it.
And what you
Yeah,
have to
basically.
understand is that I keep my personal life and my
I'll give you some cauliflower ear. You shave my head, and we got a show, baby.
entertainment life very
Okay.
separate.
Isn't
on
that
social
orange?
Media.
Is it orange? Am I colorblind?
I think you might be. Did we just
Yes.
find out that Casey Day's colorblind?
Oh no,
Ooh, wait a minute. Yeah. Got these sunglasses. Yeah, this kind of had the orangish tinge to it.
it's
And
red.
stuff like that. I don't like
Super orange.
showing my family and stuff like that. I'm a comedian.
You do some though.
Sometimes, but it's not that I like to protect
I think everything looks like a fry packet to you.
their privacy, right? And so my
Listen to how much is going into this. The question was, why are we canceling shows in Austin? Listen, my family deserves privacy.
Oh my
Yes.
goodness.
Here's Blind Mike identified it there that Callan. When is enough for Callan? I guess is my question. My question to the floor, DJ Electrify, if you want to turn your camera and come on up here. My question to the floor is, when is enough for Brian Callan? I mean, what more can he get from the fighter and the kid? Like, I think he sells out on his own. There you go. What does he get from?
You know,
DJ
they were
Electrify?
saying what they said they only sold like 20 tickets and all. So that's why he came up with this cockamamie story about the pregnancy and all that stuff affecting it. That's why he can't do the show, right?
Well, at some point, you can realize, people that you're working with or working for or, broadcasting with or broadcasting for, they're sort of dams for your talent, and you need to break free of the dam. And so my question is, when is Brian Callen going to realize that his career has been severely damaged by his link to Brendan Schaub? I guess that's my Brendan Schaub question, because he hasn't realized it yet, and now he's trying to tiptoe out of it using his wife's pregnancies and things that are like life events to get out of it.
Yeah, well, I know Brian Callen's been around for a really long time, but you say they got really good YouTube numbers, bro. So I don't know if that's part of the payoff, or do they get a lot of money, or does he get a lot of extra people showing up at their show, or the shows that he does by himself? I'm trying to what's the rub? Like, what is he getting out of it?
He's a bookable comedian, and everyone he's been in shows that I like. Children's Hospital on Adult Swim is really good. He was in that. He's very funny, but when you're tied to certain people, oh my God, am I just having the Joey C revelation right now? Oh my God. When you're tied to certain people, it just shines on you. And so
Well, you reminded me of the kind of the Gino Bisconte, with the Compound show, in Hot Water with breaking up.
Yeah, it's really sucky that you can't just like someone for who they are. You also have to triangulate in who they publicly are, because you are also public, I guess, is the way it works. And Brendan Schaub is a giant anchor to everyone who's around him, and that's got to be painful, because he seems to be a nice guy who just sucks at comedy, and he
Wow.
chose comedy. If he would have just chose hosting, and then the host of the game show on Fox, Brendan Schaub, not comedy, just tried just to be a voice, I think the things would have gone much smoother for him.
Yeah, it might be time for him to move on to his third career.
Yes. One that's a little less violent than the second one, which was less violent than the first one, ironically. All right.
I am Boogie.
Did you watch Boogie today? Did
I watch Boogie today? Did I watch Boogie today? Come on, bro. Yeah, let's go.
Have you ever seen an infomercial for a child sex rapist?
I mean,
I've never seen an infomercial for him.
I was into all the intricacies of this about how they got the, and people will figure out what we're talking about in a minute, but how he come to get this guy Boogie, and how this once again this another terrible damage control video you're about to see. This is a awful damage control video. It's epic. Watch this.
Yes, and so folks, if you don't know the story, Dan Schneiderman was the executive producer, showrunner for a bunch of shows over at Nickelodeon during the 90s and the 2000s. iCarly, Ariana Grande, Josh, and whatever the fuck I forget that I didn't watch
Drake and
Nickelodeon.
Josh.
Yeah. I was, that was a generation after mine. I was a Double Dare guy, so I missed. You can't do that on television, Nickelodeon person. All the stuff that came afterward was, it felt creepy. I never understood why, but it just felt too young and too adult at the same time, and I don't know how to quantify that now, but it just didn't feel like. Like there was no wholesomeness to it. It just felt
You're
like
not
there was
wrong.
some-
They did
yeah.
toe the line with the teens becoming tweens and all that stuff, and getting
Right.
overly sexualized and everything. It was all there.
Right, an age where you usually hide your daughters, they were putting them on TV, and so it was a very weird thing, Nickelodeon at that time, and a lot of people, mostly I think would go over there for the animations, Blue's Clues, things like that, and those other shows were for the girls. The girls needed shows to watch too on Nickelodeon.
Well, that's what happened. Those cartoon kids got older, and then they developed those shows kind of keep the cult going, if you will, as they got older. I think that's how it happens.
All right, and then all the dudes went over to Adult Swim. As they
Oh.
grow up, they're like, oh, what's
Yeah.
this Harvey Birdman? What's this Brack show? What's Family Guy? And then all of a sudden, it was Simpsons. That's the road we go down.
Mm-hmm.
But this Boogie guy, so they basically took a dude who was like almost an extra, and who definitely would do whatever a producer said to get work in this town. You just know the look on their face.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, hey, do you want to do an interview where we do this little puff piece so it makes it look like we're doing an interview? Not an interview on ABC, CBS, NBC, CNN, anywhere like that. No, let's call up an extra and we'll not feed him questions. This whole thing is scripted.
I mean, yeah, it's totally written out. Written out.
So this is a segment of it that's scripted between Boogie and Dan Schneiderman, the man who, allowed a now convicted felon rapist on set. There's all these rumors of what else happened. God knows. I'm not going to get into that because I don't want
Massages
those
and
issues.
such.
Yeah, weird massages. Come on. Nickelodeon, you're asking for massages. Get out of here. Here's what they should have done. They should have said, hey, we're hiring for executive producer of a TV show. You must hate children. That's who you hire. You hire someone that hates children. If you put on there, we're Nickelodeon, you're going to get all the weirdos. I can tell you one thing. I hate all children. You're never going to see me touching him other than putting him in a catapult and launching him into space. If I could. So that's who you want to put in charge of children. Someone who has their best interests involved, which means I wish they would all just be wiped off the planet. And that is their best interests. I don't care about them individually. Wipe them all out. Who needs them? You know how much fun this world would be if we didn't have kids? Oh, my God. So much fun. All right. So let's watch a little Boogie, and you'll see why.
So what's in the slimes? The Chunkster says.
I thought that 10 times today. 100 people put that in the goddamn chat. I thought it. We all thought it.
So what's in this slime? Yeah, at the time, absolutely.
Yeah. I don't know. Ah! Yeah, I wish I would have had. I got to create a slime effect, but I said I don't know. That was you can't do that on television thing. Those who know.
Does he get into the part where he says, if you give me a massage right now, I'll get your sketch in the show?
It's also very funny how much Craig pays attention to details of the torture of a story, but then we'll just forget broad strokes of everything else. Just putting that out there.
Well, Craig, it's all circumstantial, but I'm sure a skilled interviewer will ask that. If it was the first thing that came to your mind, I would say definitely a skilled interviewer like Boogie will nail him down on that.
In chat, I called this guy Ozempic GD Fenderson for the gearheads. It's for the gearheads.
Let's talk about the massage.
It is not the chat of the day, but it was pretty good.
Okay. Watching the content yesterday.
Let's talk about the massages. I gave you 2-3 of those. I didn't care.
I always quite liked them. I was always first in line, Dan. I don't know.
Dan calls. Hey, this is Boogie. Hey, Boogie, this is Dan. Hey, let me ask you something. You still got that old radio? Oh, yeah, Dan, I got that old. Hey, listen, why don't you throw that in the background? We're going to come over and talk about a child rape. Okay, bye.
Yeah, right.
Let's talk about the massages.
What the complaints are all about.
Today might be a 4-hour show.
We're never going to get through these Dan Schneider clips because Boogie is so good. You got to start at the beginning because
He did that so many times. He kept going.
I like how he totally turned the interview over to him right in the beginning. So, do you want to start off by saying anything, Dan? It was like it was a joke from the start.
Yes, so we know that you've tasted the flesh of humans. Do you have
Yeah.
any comments? Like, it was so like it's so extreme to like just say whatever you want.
Boogie. Listen, you don't want to be on Boogie's bad side here, or you might get this sort of treatment.
This is an interview you can tell was a child actor.
Craig is just he's being what is it called? He's hoping. Oh God, child actor.
You know, I
Craig
did
loves child
catch
actors.
like Craig was having his little laughing fits during some of these that he had to take. He apologized and everything. I was laughing at that.
He is very
Yeah.
problematic.
I was very interested in kind of what was making him go there.
Oh, we're still wondering why he's losing the weight. He's going to prison. What's going on, Kriegers?
All right, guys, we finally got an interview with Michael Jackson and handling it. Corey Feldman. Corey, take it away.
Hey, Michael. You like
Hey,
roll-
Mike. You know, you taught me dance moves and I was nailing them.
I love that Blind Mike saw immediately where Craig was going and like, nope, no, I'm gonna take that one over. Hand me the reins.
Michael, why does everyone think Ascension Millennium is ripping you off? It's totally new art.
You ain't Corey.
It's not a perfect Feldman, but it's what I got.
I enjoy it. It embodies
He enjoys it.
him.
That was disturbing. About the massages. Okay. Watching the content yesterday, that was disturbing.
It was wrong. It was wrong that I ever put anybody in that.
Boogie, I'm going to take it even further.
That's the craziest part of the fucking interview right there, where he's just like, no. Yes, it was totally wrong. Like there's never been this is the fakest fucking interview I've ever seen in my goddamn life.
I think I saw you in the chat today talking about the dye in his beard. I was hoping those crocodile tears didn't make it down to that dye in that beard there, boy.
Yeah, I don't know what's a worse crime, a crime against children or the crime against your own hair in this fucking film right here. This is a crime against humanity, what you're doing to your own scalp.
Man, you don't want to be on Boogie's bad side.
And they made I don't know, I think it was Craig who said, like, how does a guy look like two different pedophiles in his life? Like this guy, when he was young, he looked like a pedophile, and now he looks like a totally different pedophile.
And bro, that's the funniest thing is that I think everybody had that vibe, like, but I didn't really get a sense of like how much power he had like over his like fellow cast and crew members at the time when you're watching these shows. But I definitely watched it and I was like, that guy a little suspicious to me. But man, if I only knew back then, you know.
And now he kind of looks like a Bond villain, but back then he looked, oh my God, he's the funniest looking dude ever. It makes so much sense when you look at that dude.
No, he just looks like an aged pedophile at this point.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
And that also is beard dye. It is the dyeiest of dye jobs. But
Mhm.
also, have you checked his net worth?
No,
No.
but I can, yeah.
In the hundreds of millions.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's why you get a little puff piece. You grab yourself a,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, your
They're gonna
buddy over
protect the
here.
money. They're going to protect the money.
Yeah, definitely. And you know, well, he's got more to say, Schmeiderman.
All right,
Buckle
maybe we'll
up,
clear it
people.
up. Maybe this will
I
get
didn't
better.
know he was going
It's all a misunderstanding.
to
Yeah,
call
yeah.
it disturbing.
It'd be great if Dan was just like, "Oh, I thought this."
Kind of looks like he just ate an asshole. Like he just,
Yeah, it's a total bullshit, insincere look on his face. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, that's not a normal beard. That's like what it would look like if someone shit just right on your face.
It's like, bro, trust me, bro. If I knew sucking toes was bad at the time, bro, I wouldn't have done it, bro.
This is a all the time reminder of what Amanda Bynes did to my face.
What did he do
Oh,
to
you're
hers,
friends, dude.
I didn't know you were going to go.
Have you seen her face?
though? That's what I'm saying.
He did
bro.
Exactly.
mentally. He did a lot to it.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
This
He
hard
did
on
worse.
me.
Yeah.
I am 100% convinced that those weird Britney dances are 100% just to piss her dad off.
Oh,
100%.
But it makes dad look right. I'm talking about hashtag dad was right, man. When you see her making those videos and throwing knives around and shit, you're like, you know what? I used to think dad was kind of a hard ass, but I think dad might have been right about this one. I don't know.
Well, let me take you to a scenario. What if dad was like, quit dancing? Why are you always dancing? He's like, what if he was like the fucking principal in Footloose or something?
Yeah.
And she is literally now Kevin Baconing it. Then it
Bro.
doesn't make me so mad.
My theory is I think she was caught up in the machine and she fucking mentally snapped. I mean, you see it. She is mentally fried. I think she was so caught up in that little that kid machine back in those days. And I think that was her only way out of it was to like just fucking go crazy. That's my little 2 cents.
Yeah,
theory.
and who put her in that?
Well,
Mom
yeah,
and
Family,
dad.
everybody, absolutely.
I was
gonna
And
say-
I was
right, she
gonna
couldn't
say-
even tell her parents no. Like, so I got to go like this route to get the fuck out of this.
I don't
Yep.
think Disney did to Britney what life wouldn't have done to Britney. I think that Disney looks for little girls like Britney. They look for girls that they can control and are easy to manipulate, and families that are easy to control and easy to manipulate because it's just cheaper. It's a business
Yeah.
decision.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Well,
but,
any child is easy to control and manipulate, and then they
Not-
get
not
put
when
in
they
the
have-
position of making money for their
it,
family,
yeah.
and they have to support their family at that point.
Yep. I don't
And
think
their
you can get off that
lifestyle.
roller coaster.
You lock one
Yeah.
of the parents in, you got the kid.
Dan,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say a couple words here, and then you take the interview from me. Take the reins, buddy.
Let's talk about the massages. Okay. Watching the content yesterday,
It was wrong.
He says it so lightly too. He's not like it was disturbing. He's like,
Craig's studying for future interrogations.
Yeah, how to tone, get the proper tone on everything. But he was
Yes.
right about his tone though.
Yeah, no, he's learning. He's gonna get it
He's
right.
learning.
You know how you can tell this definitely isn't rehearsed? Is Dan doesn't have to interrupt him to start monologuing here.
right.
Boogie doesn't have a question.
Yes. Period. Start new sentence. Go. That is how you know it's written.
Prepared.
He's like, he's gonna ask me 2 words, and
It's
then
a little disturbing. Now I have nothing else to say, so I hope you're going to take the ball and run with it, Dan, because I haven't prepared a question.
So
Hey,
yes,
Casey.
yes.
Did you know I made a song about that segment?
Oh, that would be a good time to play that. See, I'm glad that you're here because I probably would have just moved on. But yes, let's. This is a boogie song that DJ Electrify made
For
because
real?
she
I
is
really made a song
the
about that
best
interviewer
shit.
Boogie.
She
You
is-
heard me pull some clips already. I love me some Boogie. Well, I got
She-
this one.
Hey, it's Boogie. It's disturbing. Let's talk about the massages.
Let's talk about the massages. All right, well, let's see
Okay.
DJ Electrify's contribution to Boogieverse, the new
Let's get it.
universe.
Let's get it. Sunday night.
Danny, what's cracking?
Danny boy. Woo!
Bad, creepy dude.
I did not have sexual relations.
You're about to see something very serious about sexual misconduct. Strap in.
Hey, it's Boogie. Hey, it's Boogie. Hey, it's Boogie.
Hi, I'm Dingleberry.
Hey, it's Boogie.
He got the
Hey, it's Boogie.
Hi, I'm Dingleberry.
yes.
Hello, Boogie. Hey, it's
Yes.
Boogie back for another hard-hitting interview.
Hey, it's Boogie.
Hello, Boogie. Hey, it's Boogie back for another hard-hitting interview.
Hey, it's Boogie.
Boom chakalaka, boom chakalaka,
yeah.
Hi, I'm Boogie from TV's iCarly.
boom chakalaka, boom chakalaka.
Hi, I'm Boogie from TV's iCarly.
TV's like
R.I.P. R.I.P. R.I.P.
He was on iCarly?
I played T-Ball and Nickelodeon's iCarly.
Let's drink that in for a
Oh,
moment.
look at this.
Until now. Why did Mike call Amanda Bynes in the middle of the night?
I'm a handsome man.
Man, how are you?
Fucking kids.
Fucking
Christ,
kids.
people.
I'm okay. I'm okay.
Hello.
Hey, it's Boogie.
Hey, it's Boogie.
Hey, it's Boogie.
Hi, I'm Dingleberry.
Faye, it's Boogie.
Faye, it's Boogie.
Faye, it's Boogie.
Hi, I'm Dingleberry.
David Collins.
David Collins.
David Collins.
Hi, I'm David Collins.
I Boogie.
I Boogie.
Boogie. Boogie. Boogie.
I'm Boogie.
Boogie. Boogie. Boogie. Boogie. Boogie. Boogie.
I'm Boogie.
Boogie. Boogie. Boogie. Boogie. Boogie. Boogie.
I want to hear Boogie. Oh, did you Boogie? Take it away.
Boogie. Boogie. Boogie.
I say Boogie.
Gotta get the Carlton in there.
Boogie.
Hey, it's Boogie.
It's Boogie. Hello, Boogie.
Hi, I'm Box Eating Dad from X. I saw the documentary.
Oh, boom shakalaka. I say Boogie. Oh, boom shakalaka. Oh, boom shakalaka. All right, I'm fine.
Yeah.
You're a double applause. Come on.
Oh my gosh, those were all clips from that one segment.
That was fun, girl. You turned that around fast. That was from this morning's show. That was all right.
That was the
Listen,
first song I've ever made.
And not the last.
Well, I mean, I've made the other ones where I sang on them, but
Right.
you know, people don't really love my voice, and I understand the dogs. In the
Who
neighborhood
are
love
those
it, but-
people? And fuck them.
How dare you? Yeah. I have the, yeah. Come on.
Your
So you did just,
voice.
that was your first
the-
sample song then you're saying, right?
Yeah, yeah,
I hear you.
yeah.
I like it.
I was a fan of that.
Thank you.
Impressive that you could assemble all that in that little bit of time, girl. Good stuff.
Took a lot of hours.
I'm telling you.
Well, okay. So I guess we're gonna see how the blind rewind is. I guess then, because you did those two things today. So if one is really bad and one was really good, they'll average out.
Okay, don't count on it.
I'm sure they're both great. All right, now we're gonna be talking to an LGBTQIA plus member who is not happy with being paid more at a comedy club. I didn't really understand this.
Hello, Frisco.
Exactly. So you're complaining that you're getting way more money. Okay, that was the story.
I honestly, in my heart of hearts, do believe that
Yes, and that's how he looks, people.
mothership could be everything that they're
That
saying it
tattoos
is
are commitment.
online. I'm just saying right now it's not living up, and a lot of what you're hearing about it is a lie, even if people don't realize that they're lying. That's the thing that people need
I
to
like that. I like that. These people, they might be saying they're having a good time, and they might actually believe it, but they're not.
Yeah, everything you said when you got back was just a lie.
It's not true. I'm part of the problem. Where like I thought I had a really good time there, and it turns out I didn't.
Deanna Marie in the chat said, "Holy shit, what a jump scare!"
So lost.
Oh,
It's probably pretty troubling for you, the lack of times we go to chat.
No, I'm
Bobby
sorry.
friend.
I'm sorry. My bad. I caught myself. I'll stop doing that.
No. I'm scared of them. They have
I have a second
cooties.
monitor.
That's all.
Yeah.
If they would get rid of the cooties, we could talk to them, but they won't.
They don't have cooties. We can go to chat.
about the mothership. Yes, the mothership is a great club if they're being good to you and if they're going to treat you fair. But as far as the
Well, sure. Yeah, that's anywhere. Like, yeah, it's great if you're working there. If not, you'd like to work there. I guess those are the options, right?
yes.
It's a great club to work. Allow you to work there.
You're
Sure,
good.
that I believe.
If you're good enough to be on Rogan's stage,
This is what
This is a weird irony is that I think that Blind Mike is funny enough to put together a comedy that would blow away any of these people. It's the stand-up comedy thing confuses me why people think it's different than regular comedy. What do you think? What are your thoughts, Bobby Fran, on stand-up comedy versus just comedy in general, like
I
getting
think
on the YouTubes and doing comedy?
I think it's the live standing on the stage and your bare ass and your soul in front of actual human beings right there. I think that's for me, that's a big factor. The couple times I've kind of stood on the stage with a mic, it's like, it's a lot less intimidating doing it in your house. But up there, when you can feel those eyes staring at you. That's just my take on that. Yeah. So,
How drunk were you?
drunk, a little bit, a little more than usual.
Well, I would just recommend a little more. A little more. Then you're all good. Have you ever seen Chris Abels handle a crowd in a way where he was uncomfortable?
Chris is just such a jovial guy that he kind of he can handle the room. I've seen him a couple times, and he just kind of carries the room because he's jovial. The room really doesn't get away from him too much, but yeah, and a couple times it does. He can make a good joke back, but yeah.
I'd love to see Bobby Fran stand-up comedy.
Well, he's trying to push me that way, bro. And if we're going to get into the Kill Tony stuff at the end, which we saw on the show today, you mentioned that Blind Mike probably could be a comedian. Based on this guy, man, I would say most of us could probably be a comedian.
Yeah, and based on the comedians that are in our universe here, I mean, my God. Like Ray DeVito must be the lowest rock, on the totem pole. Like it literally is the first one you plant there to be like, this is my dream. I want to be a comedian. Yes, you do, baby. You're going to be a comedian.
So that was my thing because I've had an opportunity to see Ray DeVito live on a couple occasions and with Bob Levy and all. And then he got to a point where he thinks he's kind of on a top level above Bob. And that's kind of where I kind of lost it with Ray. It's like, no, Ray.
No, he is not funny. He is a Mark Norman cosplayer, in my opinion.
What I hate is I have people, and it plagues a lot of comedians and now podcasters in turn because a lot of
it's interesting to think about though. What happens when the guy that's judging comedians is funnier than the comedians? Like that's happened. He's funnier than every person that he's talked about today. And he's funnier than every person that he normally talks about. Like, he's 31, Bobby Fran, Blind Mike. We're older. Like, when is he going to learn? And when is he going to kick into something that's, why not have a career where you're paid hundreds of millions of dollars instead of judging these fuckers? Just a curious question.
Good point.
Comics Do podcast.
Mm-hmm.
The amount of bitching that I hear has started to turn me off to a lot of comedy because, like, I am someone that's interested.
He's right with us.
In hearing about the grind and the work you have to do coming up, and how long it takes to become successful, and everything that goes into that. I am interested in hearing that. But when I hear people bitch like they are owed something, that gets pretty exhausting. Like that, I'm sick of hearing from comics, where it's like, well, everyone else is at mothership and I'm not. When?
Very similar to podcasting. Everyone else is getting views. Everyone else is getting this, and it's a zero-sum sort of world,
Yeah, and obviously there's been a large shift towards podcasting as far as comedy and comedians go. So I really wonder, other than the really top guys in comedy out there, how many of these kind of middle of the road guys are really doing any decent filling of comedy clubs? I think all of the guys are kind of experiencing kind of the same thing out there.
I agree. All right, this is the Kill Tony you were talking about, and DJ Electrify, I need you to go into our address book and cancel all our Kill Tony appearances. He's very mean.
Yeah, but this
Okey-dokey.
this was epic, and this will make you believe that you could probably get into comedy after watching this guy.
Yeah, and by the way, go to blindmike.net and go to Blind Mike Project on YouTube to watch the whole clip. This is just a little snippet of a very PMS-y Tony Hinchcliffe. I think this is how you get towards trolls. He must have been on Twitter that morning.
Yeah, and this is Tony's response to that. There's nothing cut out here.
Well, Scott Pot. Look
So
at
he's
that.
eating it.
I always love it when a YouTube commenter tries stand-up for the first time. This is
Love
great.
it.
Not as easy as it looks, huh, troll boy?
First time.
I know it's your first time. You're unbelievably terrible. Everything you thought was going to go good was bad.
Yeah.
Do you have like a Reddit handle and a troll account online? I can
Kill Tony's very specific right here. He had a run-in today with a Reddit troll with a Reddit handle.
But maybe this is what some people imagine when you go on a stage. This is kind of the you'll be subjected to this kind of opinion right here. People be looking at you like, who you think that you're funny? But this guy was particularly awful, man. He was awful on a bad level. He made
all you gotta do is be like, why is your face so long? Are you a camel?
Badooch.
getting
He
a
was
real
letting-
troll vibe here because you thought you were
All
gonna
I-
come in and just fucking kill the host. I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna take over. Joke about fucking him to get death and his loose.
See,
ass.
Tony's taking such. First of all, like the Reddit thing seems weird. It seems like Tony's like triggered by Reddit and YouTube comments,
Yeah, definitely.
which he is wearing on his sleeve here. It's a weird angle to take.
And I thought, like, the first 30 seconds was kind of funny response if you left it at that.
Yeah, well, here's my whole thing: is like Tony's very funny, so like even when he gets nasty like this, a lot of it is often funny.
Mm-hmm.
My angle is more like why he seems very triggered by this, and he's putting something on this guy that seems like Tony's issue more than Scott Potts.
Yes.
Like we have no idea if Scott Pott is on Reddit. He made a very generic Tony is gay joke.
He must have read basically that as a comment.
And yeah, Tony is going through the Reddit and YouTube. Like if this guy said something specific, like if he made a Red Bar reference,
Yeah.
it's like, okay, fucking unload on him, Tony. But the guy just bombed. Why are you so angry? It's weird.
Just dead fucking silence.
That's the Blind Mike mini show breakdown. We didn't want to give you too much because we want to make sure you go and check out the full show at Blind Mike Project on YouTube.
Yeah, he was
well,
particularly harsh on that guy, and he did seem like he had his nerves were, on edge about the trolling or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Can we do some chats, DJ Electrify? We got to make Bobby hard here and do.
Oh,
some
we
chat.
do that
Of
here.
course we can.
I'm a chat guy. I love the chat. You know how I am.
Go ahead,
Hi,
DJ.
I'm Boogie. Phil McCooch. Tony's ego makes him very easy to dislike.
And the
agree
long
with that.
goddamn face. God damn.
Nothing wrong with a long face. Phil McCooch.
You got that one.
Tony is a meanie, though. Come on, give the guy a break. It was his first attempt at stand up. Fuck.
That was
Let him
the
do
start.
it.
We're competing.
Let's bring him out.
Is this guy starring in the Crow remake? I think that was about the guy's eye tattoo.
That tattoo, that's a commitment, bro. Yeah, when you go face tattoo, you're on a whole nother level.
I've never seen an eyelid tattoo. Also, that
Yeah,
was nuts.
Just on those prison shows. That's the only place I've ever seen that.
We have my lost interest in the house with a shout out to Bobby Fran.
What's up, my lost interest?
Thank you, Phil McCooch.
What's up, buddy? How you doing, man? Hanging out with these good people.
Gonna fluff my own feathers. Val says, I have told Andrea more than once that Electra has a great voice.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Val.
Absolutely.
You might be the only one.
Bobby Fran, do you
Yeah.
hear the second voice, like the eagle caw right here?
Yeah.
That's DJ Electrify.
It's not me. Is that
It's you reacting to a walk clip. You're like a bird.
Is that Daisy and her?
Yes.
me? Yes.
I thought I recognized the first one. Yeah.
Her voice is beautiful. Daisy. Oh. I hit
I'm a
it.
banana.
Yeah, there we go.
And David Collins says that he's been up in arms all day about the story.
We'll put this.
Hey,
on
it's
there.
Boogie.
Boogie, boogie.
Important to remember that bitches be crazy.
Yes. Boogies be crazy. Oh, that was fun. Are we done with chat? Was that this?
I
Yeah.
never done with chat.
I mean, we can be. We're back to so what's in the slime.
Mhm.
Okay. Well. Let's see. What's next? We have. Would you guys like to do some trivia?
Let's get it. Come on.
Oh yeah.